Really exciting because we are in a go live challenge through Do the Thing and have been learning Restream and are now streaming on a lot of different places right now. So this is really new. And it could be something, it could be the way that I do a lot of podcast interviews now. I'm going to kind of see how it feels. But I'm so excited because I have Darcy Volden on with me. And for those of you that might not know me, let me start off with that. My name's Stacey Lauren, since we're all over the place. Normally I'm in the Do the Thing private group, but my name's Stacey Lauren, and I'm the host of the Do the Thing podcast and also the Do the Thing dating experiment. And I have been just running challenges through a community of people that are pretty much the most amazing people on the planet. And I have a singles community that I've been doing with it, and then a regular community as well. And then Darcy and I met through that. And Darcy, you want to just introduce yourself and kind of how we know each other?
I know, this is so cool. I love that we're doing this, and I'm just gonna say too, like you and I both say, just do it messy, I mean, just do it messy. We're doing it messy. So y'all, thanks for rolling with us. Stacy and I met each other through the Do the Thing podcast challenge, and I had been wanting to actually create a YouTube channel, and be able to do TikTok, and I would like to have a podcast too. And so I hopped into that challenge, and it was incredible. Stacy had this thing formatted so well. I learned so much, and by the time it was all said and done, well, I had a podcast and like a real genuine, real deal with artwork and everything. And I just feel so professional. And it gave me also the opportunity to get this YouTube channel uh, going as well. And so that was great. And I just fell in love with Stacy and the work that she's up to. So when she did the Do the Thing Go Live challenge, I'm like, oh, sign me up, because I want to do this YouTube thing, and I still been too big of a chicken to keep going live on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all that. And then Stacy also kind of simultaneously was doing the do the Find Your Voice challenge. Well, okay, I'll do that too, so I can just not be so afraid on YouTube. And it's been so amazing. Well, and then it's just kind of spawned into this whole thing that we're about to talk about now.
Yeah, and it's so cool. And I'm glad you really were able to explain the last like 2 months in such a beautiful way. But like it's funny because you're someone that people like mention, right? With like, oh my gosh, Darcy's so good, right? When they see you doing the dares. So for anyone that doesn't know, Do the Thing, pretty much through the challenges, I give people dares. And the dares are not like crazy dares. They're just like a little bit outside your comfort zone. And so then they compound over time. And that's how you're able to really do the thing, because it's not in an overwhelming way. It's more of like in a fun way. And when people would see you do the different dares, I would hear like, oh, Darcy's so good and like all this stuff, right? And what's cool though about the Find Your Voice challenge is one of the things I had asked in an email to the beta test group of people was to help someone that maybe hasn't started yet. And what could you say? And that was the moment that I like, even though I feel like you've always had this like polish about you, like with the way you speak, but the moment that I like literally saw your heart come out was like with that video. And I felt like I could really see you. And it was just it was a cool experience for me to just see that transformation of you being already good at what you were doing. And then it just went up one extra level.
Yeah, Stacy, I love that you said that. And that particular video that Stacy's talking about, it was just kind of like an off the cuff of like, what would you tell somebody who's not, participating in the challenge, like what's that? And I think the biggest thing is like we're so worried about how we look and how we sound and all of that. And I had literally just rolled out of bed, and I was sitting on the back deck, and I was just like, this is how you do it. I mean, I felt nervous to do it there. I mean, I've just got my sleep tank on, and my hair's all messy, my voice is hoarse, and it's just to show like it's okay. Like you guys, I mean, it doesn't matter like what you look like or how you sound. You came to hear me, or you came to hear Stacy, or you came to hear that person that you're listening to, and you appreciate them that much more for just being messy, just being them. And it just creates that connection. I wasn't purposely trying to create a connection. I was just trying to be well, I wasn't trying to be me. I was just being me.
I love that. That's a moment. Yeah, it's a really good moment. I think so many people can like overthink, and just stay in that procrastinated space, right? Because they're afraid to just be messy or to just start and to move. And I think that's what was beautiful about that video and the way you were able to just open that space up for people to just be who they are.
Yeah, yeah, and it gave me permission actually, because now that I could just kinda hear that, it's like, just do it, like, don't even think about it. And so as it's turned out in the Go Live challenge, since that video that I shared, I've been able to get on TikTok consistently every day. I'm like, "Oh, F it, just do
Yeah.
it." Like, I don't it doesn't matter when we gotta Stevie Ray Vaughan, I mean, he picked up the guitar once. He was messy, and if he didn't just be messy, I mean, he would never have become the legend that he was.
Yeah, Randy just said that was probably one of my favorite recordings, doing it messy. So
Thank you.
that's good. And then, okay, now let's talk about part 2 of that same recording, because that was the moment that this idea for even why we're here right now came to be, where you got the idea to do your own challenge with your brand. And so let's hear about that.
Okay. So I'm a manifesting mastery and reality creation teacher. I'm all about the proverbial helping you manifest your dreams. And it is my purpose on this planet to help anybody with an earshot of me just leave here like, yes, yes, that was a life. And I had was interviewed recently for a summit, and the gal who was interviewing me asked me. She said, "Well, what's your daily routine for manifesting? I mean, like to create what it is that you want." And I told her, I'll grab it right here. I was like, "Well, every day I get out there, get my coffee, went on the porch, like on the deck, like you saw me, and then I do my manifesting your dreams journal." And so this is no ordinary journal. This was designed by me when I hopped off on my travel adventure. So just the short of it is 4 years ago, I ditched everything I owned, bought an RV, hit the road indefinitely to go, quote unquote, live the dream. And just so you know, I used to weigh almost 300 pounds, and I used to be broker than broke, cashing my change jar in from Coinstar at Walmart. So on my travel adventures, I designed this journal, and it's very, very intentionally designed to help move you through um, transformation. Who are you really? Who is that messy person in there that just wants to come out and just beam out at the world? And what is it that you want most? And what are the desires of your heart? So that journal is just designed specifically to do that. So I do my own journal literally every day, the morning and the evening reflection. And then after Stacy and I talked, I was like, oh my gosh, we've got to do a do the thing challenge to actually, if you were to do this journal like every day for 21 days in a row, I know personally, I can guarantee that the end of 21 days, magic will have happened. So I'm like, we got to do the thing, manifesting your dreams journal challenge. And so here we are.
Yeah, and it's so cool because so technically, just so everybody knows, I have already got like challenges planned for this year. We're doing a in the singles community, we're finishing the Get Fit challenge today, actually, which is really exciting. And then we're doing a dating dare challenge in a few weeks. And then in the regular community, which is how Darcy and I met, we're doing a Go Live challenge right now, and then a 2-hour cocktail party challenge in September, and then a bucket list challenge in October. And so we decided we didn't want to wait to do a full on do the thing. And so Darcy, who has already done an amazing challenge before, and I want to talk about that too, had said pretty much like, how can you be a sponsor of my challenge? And so that's when I was like, what would be cool is if we could do this call, and then we could just talk about how maybe, since she's been a part of 3 challenges already, and you've seen the power of the formula being able to help do the thing between your expertise of manifesting, and then do the thing has the formula implementing that into the challenge. And so that way, any do the thing member that wants to be a part of it can be a part of it. And then anyone in your community that wants to be a part of it can be a part of it. And so it feels like I love this idea of like abundance and collaboration, and and just really being able to just go all in when you're doing something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's it, right? Just like this intention. And I told Stacy, I think what's beautiful about this particular challenge of the manifesting your dreams is because, like, see, when Stacy does a challenge, there we all have a dream. I have a dream to have a podcast. You have a dream to find our voice. We have a dream to find a mate. Or the healthy body, right? Because you've got the do the thing fit challenge going too. And there is a magical formula even behind all that. So as you're doing the thing, which Stacey, I love with the formula of like the dares. I want to talk about that. That's what's so cool about the formula is doing the dare. She could have said like your homework for the day is, or your assignment for the day is, and I'd be like, okay. But dang it, man, she said dare. I'm like, oh, I'm on it. Like, what you got? Like every day, like I couldn't wait to see. It's still like I can't wait to see what the dare is, so I can go do the thing, and it pushes me, and it has that accountability. But that's why I told Stacy this underlines what she does so beautifully, because if you are doing any of Stacy's challenges, this will support you in actually manifesting and getting out of the way of your stuff that's in the way. And
Yeah, let's actually go there. Like, so let's talk about why someone would want to do this challenge and like what they will get out of it when they do
okay.
it.
So here's what's neat about this challenge. So we're going to have a framework of the do the thing challenge that people love and know. And Stacy's done a phenomenal job at the structure of that. So it's clean, it's nice, it's easy. And what's different about my challenge that's kind of like on top of Stacy's is that we run this challenge for 21 days, and we call it 21 days in a row is the game that we play. Can you do or not do something for 21 days in a row? Not for 21 days, but can you do it 21 days in a row? And so one of the things that I add to this challenge is it's not only we'll do the journal every day for 21 days in a row, you're also going to pick something that you want to do and or not do for 21 days in a row. I mean, it can be anything. And it's just, and that journal is going to support that. So you're kind of actually doing two things for 21 days in a row. It could just be doing the journal for 21 days in a row. Now, what I do is I bring in 21 experts in personal development and transformation, in manifesting money, manifesting abundance, manifesting relationships. And so for 21 days, you'll also get every single day a recorded lesson. And by the way, I'm bringing in Bob Doyle from The Secret. If you guys have ever seen the movie or read the book The Secret, Bob's my buddy, and he's going to come in here and give us a little lesson on rewiring your mind. So that's how it's the same, but we're adding more to it with all the 21 days of experts to give a lesson in manifesting mastery.
And I love that about you because as you know, I operate the same way where like we are just like this collaboration kind of machine, right? Where you're able to like, you're realizing that there's so much more wealth that you can get when you're able to bring other people in and get their wisdom. And then that collective of bringing all that in together is what creates this really beautiful, experience for people.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like you said. And it's, what I love is like it creates win, 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 win. It's like when you're lifting another up, I mean, then the blessings literally come in if we want to go that direction, and it's like,
Yeah.
so Stacy's lifting me up, I'm lifting Stacy up, and then now our worlds get to expand, right? Now I get to get in front of all of Stacy's community. And now Stacy gets to get in front of all my people. So she's going to have 21 experts. These are all, entrepreneurs that will then all mail to their mailing list. Now they all know Stacy, and now they all know the Do the Thing challenge. I mean, it's a beautiful co-creation.
Co-creation. Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's so good. So let's talk about, so when someone does this, let's just say that their thing is to do the journal for 21 days. what will they get out of it at the end? Like, what do you think personally will really be able to be something tangible that
Yeah.
they'll get?
Okay. Um, One thing right off the bat, there's just the most basic thing of that is there's just something having completed something that you said that you would do, of like, okay, I'm committing to this. Now, what I can promise is if you play full in and you actually do the thing, you will have a personal transformation such that you will know yourself differently than when you started at the beginning of 21 days. Okay, well, how do I know that I'm just different? You're
Mhm.
gonna be looking and seeing at life differently. You will know yourself to be different. You're gonna be thinking different. It's Yeah, it's almost kind of one of these things like I told Stacy this, I think about like with manifesting and things, it's like hair growing. It's like
Mhm.
you do the thing, and then one day you're just kind of like, oh, I need to get a haircut. You will at some point you'll be like, oh my God, look at me. Or like, whoa, oh my God, this showed up in my life. I've watched it over and over and over again. I'm living, breathing proof of this process. Like I said, I used to weigh almost 300 pounds and I was living out of my change jar. And it's these practices and these experts that I'm bringing. These are people that I've actually worked with, that have helped me even along my way. So you're going to get your everything on the other side. That's a pretty bold statement, isn't it?
Yeah. So, okay, so this is great, Darcy. So we're kind of on the I in the do the thing formula. And so for anyone that doesn't know, if you're new to the whole concept, the formula is something I dissected after interview on my podcast from people that did extraordinary things. And I found these common patterns in all of the people. I basically wrote the patterns on index cards and realized that, oh my gosh, it's actually an acronym. And the acronym is I'm game. And so the I in I'm game is identifying the why. And so that would be one thing to work through the challenge, right? If we're implementing the formula in, is to have them really identifying why they want to commit to it. So, what do you think you could do in the challenge to help them really dive in and really identify why they want to do the thing?
Why do you wanna do the thing? Well, let me say this because I just popped over, I noticed on the chat, so I was kinda halfway paying attention because I was like, "Oh, wow." So what I want you to know is one of, I call my girls, she was part of the original challenge, she just happens to be on the chat here right now, and she says, "I'm living, breathing proof of Darcy's magic," and
Oh,
she was one of the very first, uh, challengees. She took the challenge on when I very first did the challenge, and that was several years ago, and by the way, Joanne is j the transformation that this woman has had is unreal. It is unreal. So, we have testimony right here. So, Stacey, you gotta ask me the question again.
oh, no, that was great. Yeah, and I realized there's a pop-up, so I couldn't see it, so that helped me see the comment too. So thank you. Yeah, so pretty much if we're going to implement the formula into the challenge, then one of the things like you'll want to do is like to have them identify why they want to be there. So on the days when they don't want to
Yeah.
do it and like time comes up or there's something excuse that comes in the way, then they'll remember like their why. And I was just curious how you can like help them develop that during the challenge so then they can write it down or put a voice note or put it in the journal maybe. Whatever. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like
I
that.
got you covered. It's actually in the journal.
Right.
In the journal. But this is the biggest piece of it. I mean, Stacy just nails it, that eye. It's like you've got to know what your why is. And it has to not just be any why, it has to be your deepest why. So if your why is it's like, well, because I want to make more money. You're like, oh, I want to lose weight. My why. Okay, but why? Like, why do you want to lose that? Why do you want to have more money? Why is it important that you want to do whatever it is that you're doing? And then we'll write that down again because I want to be wealthy because I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to set my kids off straight, or I want to
Mhm.
be relieved from the burden. Still not a strong enough why. We got to take it deeper. Why do you wanna feel that relief that, from that burden? Why is it that you wanna leave it for your kids? Write your answer. You'll know when you get to your deepest why because it'll move you. You'll be moved to tears. You'll be like, you'll get the chills. You'll know, and that's your why. And it's like every time that's what's so beautiful about the challenges that we do, like with Stacy and mine, is that there's the days that you don't want to do the thing, and but you've made that commitment. It's like, okay, I said I'm gonna do this, but oh man, it's getting too late. I'm already in bed. Then we can go to our why. Why? It's because I said for me, my why became because I'm not checking out of this planet being like, meh, it was all right, or with regret. So I'm laying in bed the other
Yeah.
night. I'm like, oh, I already went to, I'm in bed. I need to do the live. It's my why. I said, was-
Yeah. I actually, this is interesting. The timing of this is really interesting because I'm doing that on demand find your voice beta challenge right now. And I have to, I've told myself I'm going to do a video every day, for the group. And so like, it's like the ultimate deadline is because I know I've committed to it, and then there was one day I didn't do a video and I did an audio. And so it's like, just also um, knowing like that you can all like kind of like put the why in there so then you know why you want to do it and then be comfortable like doing it however you can do it. It doesn't have to be this perfect written thing, right? It could just be like a note or just like, whatever it
yes,
is.
right. Again, we
So
go back to just messy, just like it can just
yeah.
be a piece of that. And I want to share about this too because this is so important. Because what I teach in manifesting mastery, we've got to get rid of this negative self-talk, this self-bashing, this that what's going to happen is there's going to be a day you don't do your thing. You just don't do your thing. And you'll sit there and you'll lay in bed and be like, I don't want to do the thing, but, and then you go into all this just negative self-talk. And then what happens? You start constricting, it starts putting the frequency out into the universe and just creates, and then we just get more of the same. So part of this process, and even I told people like with my challenge with the 21 days is it's meant to stir this stuff up. You're going to be challenged. That self-talk's going to come in. Now it's here like, oh, okay, where did this even come from? Where did this belief even come from? I mean, and then we
Mhm.
can zap it, and that's part of this manifesting. So I want to say it's okay to not do the thing, but we don't want to leave it as an out, like, oh, okay. But do use it as a learning opportunity of like, oh, okay, I didn't do the thing because, but catch yourself going into self bashing. What a beautiful thing if you can not bash yourself for one night. Like, okay, I didn't do the thing. Next.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, so we're on to the M, which I love. So identify your why, pretty much you have it in the journal already, so it's built in. So that's something that you'll work them through with the challenge. And then the M, which is in I'm game, is mindset, which is really kind of like going through, it sounds like those stories that we have playing a lot of times, and then also the self-bashing, and being able to really kind of dive into doing it, without creating like a story behind it
Yeah,
too.
huge, huge, huge. And that is to write, just like with Stacy's challenges, we got the thing that we want to do, but the biggest thing is that we can really get present to is just we've got to get a handle on this negative self-talk, the beating ourselves up because that actually how this my challenge started was a weight loss challenge, of this and to not be beating ourselves up, when we look in the mirror and uh, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so good. So, what about, so one of the things I do for every do the thing challenge, it is part of the formula, but it doesn't have to be in yours, but it's just like excuse, like having them state their excuses already ahead of time. So, that's part of the mindset piece too, where that way you can already decide how you're going to handle it when things
Oh
come
my
up.
god, yeah, I love that, Stacy, that you implement that. So of course we're going to implement it here at the 21 days challenge. Um, it's so important too because, like you said, it's like okay, um, this is what's going to come up for me. Now we're putting in an opportunity for you, like how I can handle. You come prepared to handle the excuses as they show up. Another just fascinating thing about that too is in the magical world of manifesting is actually speaking what's present. Okay? Because what's happening is it's actually running in the back of your mind. So we're actually putting a charge or a frequency on, I wanna call it like the truth, but it ain't the real truth, okay? So it's like, yeah, but I know me, I know how I am, and if I, and this is gonna happen and that, the kids and all that. Well, this is gonna be the dominant frequency and it's gonna pull you out
Right.
of it. So again, this is kind of part of that lesson of we speak it out and like literally take the energy of it out of our body. Otherwise, we're just holding it in and it's kind of like their little secret that we're like, but it's actually because we're holding it in. Your your body is energetically holding that frequency. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to manifest it into your reality. It just can't not happen. So uh, that's what I'm excited about putting this piece into it.
Yeah, I love that idea of taking the energy out of your body because then it no longer lives there and you're able to like not burn energy when something comes up. You already know how you're going to handle
Yeah,
it.
it's not even taking up mind space. It's like, oh
Yeah.
crap, what do I do? I say, oh, it's like, oh, okay. My excuse is that I just do not have enough time. Okay, well, what can you put in place ahead of time? All right, schedule the time. That's what I tell my participants too. Look, you got to schedule the time to do the thing because I know how we are. I'm the same. It's just we're going to be like, oh, I'll get around to it. And then before you know it, I'm in bed. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you said that too, Darcy, because I've noticed that when you have like self-doubt or your whatever's coming up for you, the stories, that's like staying in your mind. And so then the room for expansiveness is less because you've got this whole piece of like self-doubt, negative chatter, and all the stuff that comes up. But once you can like release all that, then there's more room for abundance and manifestation and for all the things that you want in life. I don't think a lot of people realize
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Big piece of it. Yeah. Thanks for confirming that.
Yeah. So, okay. So good. So you have the I'm part of I'm game. So let's talk about the G in game. So goals. And for anyone that I saw some people just tuned on that didn't start from the beginning. Right now, Darcy's got a 21-day manifestation journal challenge coming up. And we are working on implementing the Do the Thing formula in it so that her magic is the expertise in the manifestation. And then the formula is going to help you pretty much do the thing, which is using the journal. So then you can manifest everything that you want in life. Actually, before I move on to the goals, I wanted to have you answer a question I saw come in earlier. It was, should you do one of the manifestations? Should you do one manifestation at a time, like wealth, for instance, or can you do, or should you do them like individually?
You can do several at a time. So, for example, when we do the challenge, I tell people you can pick to do and or not do more than one thing at a time, and we'll line that out too. We Here's the thing: you've got your one big goal that you've wanted your entire life sitting right here. We don't source universe. I would say God knows your heart. All those dreams, all those desires, that every little tiny thing you've ever wanted to manifest, it's already right here. So we go to work on what this is right here because this actually
Mm.
in and of itself is a frequency. So we want that, right? It's not the wealth that you want, it's not the house that you want, it's not the home. What you want is what is relief from financial burden? What does that feel like in your heart? Oh, we don't have words for these things. Oh, that's the language of the universe. That new home. Home. So really, you're manifesting all the things that you want at one time just by getting into the culmination of the desires of your heart.
Yeah, so that's so good. And before we go to goals, let's stay on here because I think we're still a little bit on mindset, which is so important. And because if you have any ounce of like disbelief, right, or like, oh, that I can't do that, or why would it be me? Then that's where it messes it up. To put it in like blatant terms. Is this something that you're gonna be working with during the challenge and helping them through?
Every day for 21 days in a row. Yes, yes, yes. That's why I bring in the experts, because it is all every last bitty bit of it has to do with mindset. So every day you get 21 lessons from the best of the best.
So good. Okay, so we're on G. Okay, so goals. So the goal pretty much is every day for them to write in the journal. And then for them to also, like, as they're writing in, you're going to have them pick a goal that they could like work towards with manifesting. You want to just kind of talk a little bit about how the goals
Yeah,
will work?
so, like I said, there's kind of 2 things running at one time. The magic happens with you actually doing the journal, every day. So, in short, the journal, there's a morning mindset and an evening reflection, and then there's a weekly review. So, really, the journal's big, but these are the pages that we'll commit to every day. And like I said, the goal could be for you is that you just want to complete something for 21 days. Like, the goal may be like, I just want to do what I said that I would do for 21 days. I mean,
Mhm.
that's a huge transformation. You're now somebody who kept their word, like that integrity. Now, we open it up to doing the journal, but it can, again, also having a goal of doing and or not doing something for 21 days in a row. That can be anything that you want. So it could be like, okay, I've like one of the girls I'm doing a challenge with right now, she's sharing joy every day. She's doing her little live of just expressing joy every day for 21 days in a row. Her little videos are just adorable. It could be too like, okay, I'm gonna drink 2 bottles of water every day. Or it could be like, okay, I'm not gonna have sugar for 21 days in a row. Or it could be, I'm going to just not turn on my cell phone or look at my cell phone for the first hour after I get up. So it can be any, so these are your little goals, so that by the end, yeah, you will have now created a new habit, and you will have broken past patterns, and that that is a big transformation right there.
I love how you're approaching this because I think there's so many people when they're doing like a program, a challenge or whatever, like the goal is like unattainable, and it's like almost too hard, a lot of times. So then you want to give up before you even start because you're overcomplicating, overthinking, getting in perfectionist mode. But when you can just simply say, my only goal is to do this thing, and like that's it, then you suddenly like you're trusting yourself to be able to follow through on the things that you say you want. So when it comes to you wanting to lose weight or start the business or get fit or start the book, like then those little actions that you've started by doing this challenge and being able to do the journal, like you're already building that muscle of trust.
Yeah. Huge, huge, huge. And that's what I was saying too, like why this journal is so magical with it, that we do it alongside, because it's going to uplift you. Like, it's going to literally unfold you as you're doing your thing. You're going to see yourself newly, experience yourself newly, and actually give you the chance to do the thing. I don't I don't know how to say it any differently, to do the thing.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. Yeah, so that's great. So it looks like you've got the goals knocked down. I'm curious with the challenge. So the A in game is accountability. So what do you think would be a good way of accountability for people so they could like follow
Yeah.
through?
So, with the accountability piece, and again, that's what we built that to into the 21 days challenge, originally. And we actually, just in the Facebook group, is we just have like just a check-in. It's just that you just go, and we put a post up there of just your daily check-in, and it's just say, okay, I did. If all you can even do in a day, if you can't do your journal, you can't do the thing, but if all you can do is go in and say, hey, I didn't do the thing. Guess what? You did the thing. You're accountable.
Mm.
So that's how that check-in is, with that accountability. And of course, I have a weekly like group call. We get on a Zoom, so it's just kind of be able to check in at the end of the week. So you've got that accountability, like, okay, where are you for the week?
So good. And then I would say also by them writing down in the journal. Like that's holding yourself accountable to do the thing, because you're seeing those, like, is it a check mark or is it just like words that are being written down or something in the journal that's like a physical, like a visual representation of you doing it and having that
Oh my God,
progress.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, and same thing like with Stacy, we do the same thing. We have little prizes. If you do your thing for 7 days in a row, we give you a badass badge. It says a lot, that you did the thing for 7 days in a row. And then we have another at 14. You get your next badass badge if you got 14 in a row. And at 21, if you get 21 days in a row, you get your just ultimate badass badge.
I love that. That's so good. Is that in the Facebook group, the badge?
Yeah, you'll get your badge. Yes, we get the Facebook badge. You get a
Oh,
nice
so
little
good.
emblem that you can print, and you can put that in your manifesting your dreams journal so that you can
I
see,
love
because that's
that.
part of this in these affirmations. That's a big thing of what we do too. I'm a badass. I'm officially a 7 days badass.
So good. And so, okay, so we're through game right now. We talked about identify the why, which is in the journal. You're identifying your why in the journal until you're crying pretty much on why you want to do it. You got the M, which is mindset, which is beating out those stories, the excuses, the negative chatter, self-bashing mindset that can come sometimes with that stuff. And then also clearing your mind of like self-doubt or anything that could be coming up. So then you're open to whatever is out there for you and be able to receive it in a way that's not blocked. So that's mindset. Then we have the G in game, which is goals. We talked about pretty much writing in the journal every day and then saying at the end of this, I want to be able to every 21 days write in the journal. That's like the minimum that you pretty much can do, or you could think of another goal that you want. And then the accountability is you writing in the journal every day and then posting it in the group. Okay, now we're on to the fun thing. And I think I know what you're saying already with this, but I'm going to just say it because for those of you that are new to do the thing, the M in game is, I found, one of the most important things through being able to do the challenges. It's my
Yeah.
people, and it's different than like-minded people. Like-minded people, a lot of people get confused because like-minded people is the language that a lot of people use, which is like-minded people are the 5 people that you want to be around that are supportive and encouraging, right? But if you're running a marathon and your supportive and encouraging friends aren't runners, it's really hard to get motivated to run. So my people is the people that are doing the same thing as you, that want the same thing. And that's what really gives you that community and connectedness that you need to grow. So I imagine that's what the Facebook community is, and that's what the Zooms are that you're doing
Yeah,
too.
and, that's really it's I will say that it's really been our Zoom, meetings, when you're really seeing people face to face and you're hearing their voices and you're feeling them, and like I said, Joanne, was, like I said, part of that original challenge. I mean, that was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and, it was because of that community. We still this same women are still together, even, 3 years into this. It's like, well, we want to not be together, like you end up forming a bond,
Yeah.
even though it seems like, oh, it's just silly little simple challenge, but you somehow, it's kind of funny. I mean, like even in the podcast challenge, it's like the people that we meet, it's like nobody wanted the podcast challenge to end because it's like you just like, oh, my people.
Yeah, because when you do something like scary or uncomfortable or just new, when you get to do it with other people that you see want something for themselves and that want to support and encourage you, it really does. It gives you that like feeling of just wanting to stay connected, and be able to do more things with them.
Yeah. And like I said, I offer so much like ongoing, because it's like you just here, I mean, here's the biggest thing of all that I just tell everybody. It's like you're doing the thing that matters to you. For example, I mean, if it is manifesting your dream, or if it's losing weight, or if it's making a podcast, the most important thing that you can do is stay in the conversation. Meaning you stay
Mm.
with your people, you stay talking about this, because the minute that we kind of get offline, so to speak, and we just kind of out there on our own, you start to waver, you start getting in your head, things knock you off course. but when you stay in the conversation, it's like it's still real. It's still like for me, I every day, I mean, I'm talking, manifesting, I'm researching, I'm reading, I'm filling myself, flooding myself with what I love. But the minute I stop doing that, I'm being pulled off to something else, and then I'm like, "Oh, well, God, how did I gain 20 pounds?"
Yeah, so good. Okay, so it looks like you're going to be doing the do the thing formula, which is what this call was about, which is exciting. So we have the last letter, which is in game, which is E, educate. And educate has two parts. Educate is learning from others, experts, podcasts, books, other people, pretty much. And let's talk about that first, because that's what the experts are. But if you want to talk a little bit about how that's going to work,
Yeah,
that would
right.
be
Okay,
great.
perfect. So just like Stacey said, that's just organically built into this 21 days challenge. And again, I'm for those that are just hopping in, I'm bringing in 21 of the best experts in personal development, transformation, and manifesting. Y'all, I got the people like just gonna blow your mind. They blow mine on a daily basis. um, and so that will keep you in that conversation, and again, it's just that learning, like learning from the experts. And how that works is that you'll get one delivered into your inbox every day. I think that's kind of been one of the issues with the challenge in the past, is people feel like, oh my God, Darcy, it's just like it's too much information. It's it here's the thing, like with the experts and all that, you guys will have that library of experts indefinitely. You don't have to do them, listen to them one every single day. Or, that could be part of your challenge. I'm going to listen to one of these experts every single day for 21 days in a row. But just know, yeah, don't feel like it's just, you got to do all the things in the do the thing. But
Yeah, so good. And so for anyone, I see some more people just hopped on. So for anyone just popping on, Darcy is doing a 21-day manifesting your journal challenge coming up soon. We'll talk about that in a minute. And we're talking about do the thing, sponsoring the challenge. And so we're exploring the do the thing formula through her challenge. And so this is like so fun, because we're like marrying two amazing things together and making a really cool baby out of it.
we're making a baby.
And so the other E, second part, is the educating others part. And so I'm wondering, is there a part where the people in the community are able to like give that contribution back to others, like as they're in the community, for them to be able to get that contribution and the fulfillment part of the
Yeah,
education?
well, actually, it's interesting how that evolved out of this challenge. Um, because I also like I teach courses as well, and so a lot of the people in the challenge end up taking some of the courses that I teach. For example, one's fortunefrequency.com. It's a fortune frequency for money manifesting and reality creation. And one of the most beautiful things that I saw evolve out of that is I've had these students and participants that have followed me along have then gifted, and for other people that are coming up, that they've paid for the tuition for others coming up.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wow. That is like not even anything I was expecting you to
Yeah,
say.
yeah, it's just beautiful, and it's plus too,
Wow.
because it is a money course that I teach. I mean, it's such a beautiful lesson, and like
Yeah.
paying it forward literally like that, to help another who might be struggling to not be able to do that. But it does help too. I think, just in this community of just, yeah, like I said, paying it forward, just hopefully that somebody, has an aha for themselves, or like heard something that was the one thing that broke it open for them, that they'd be willing to share that thing or that lesson with somebody else. They share that video, or they share that lesson, or they share like, man, this is what I got. I mean, to me, that's the ultimate pay it forward and letting other people know.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the coolest part, right? Like when you feel like something's brand new and you're learning it for the first time, and then you see after 5 days already you could teach or help someone else by what you know, because in 5 days you learn so much more than you knew when you
Yeah,
started.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it just creates this just beautiful kind of like, I'd say, kind of picture like this upward spiral of creation, and then it follows the whole manifesting formula that I teach too.
Mm.
It's just kind of like this gratitude, and it's like literally blessing another, and it's those frequencies right there that's pulling you up to all that stuff that you want. Like it happens organically.
So good. Okay, so we have officially finalized that you are using the formula in the challenge. So this is exciting. Can you share with everyone just details, if you know the date
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything about what's going to
All
be
right.
happening for
So
them?
here's what's so cool. And again, I want you to know how this is so inspired by Stacy, again about do it messy. And like don't wait, like so here's the thing. We're it's going to start August the 7th, right? That's coming up here. So August the 7th, we're going to run 21 days in a row. I was getting the website ready for so that you could like literally go from this call and hop on there, but I was having to recraft from the original challenge, and I was just having this my submit button wasn't working yet. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what the website is. Wait a minute, because y'all are gonna go there and try to register, and then I'm not gonna be able to get your registration. But for the meantime, if you're listening, I want you to go to freemanifestingjournal.com. Go ahead and download your journal. You'll be on the mailing list, so that way I can let you know, okay, hey, now like officially go register for the challenge. And so I'll have that done by the end of the day. But it's just if you're curious about any of this and you want to know more about me and my story, just go to freemanifestingjournal.com. Again, it will start August the 7th. And we will be running for 21 days in a row.
So good. Well, I'm excited. I think this is going to be amazing. I can't wait to just continue to hear the progress that you're going to have throughout it, and then the people that get impacted
Yeah,
too.
and I'm going to put Stacy on the spot here. Most of the time, I'm wearing my most favorite shirt that I actually won. This was just my favorite. Like I actually won as a challenge as a dare doer. I got selected in the beginning. I think it was maybe like the first week of the podcast challenge. I got selected as a dare doer of that week, and I got to get a do the thing T-shirt, and I love that shirt so much. I told I want one in like every color. It's a tank. And to me, it's like that walking billboard, like I love it. Like I'm thinking I'm like a sign from the universe as I'm walking around the grocery store. I'm like, yeah, they look at me and be like, oh, yeah, I should do the thing. Yeah. So
Isn't that great? You don't even have to say anything. I know, it's
it's
so
so cool.
great.
So I'm gonna see if we can twist Stacy's arm to to gift us a "Do the Thing" T-shirt for somebody as a prize in our.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love that. Yeah, and it's fun too because anytime you want to get out of your comfort zone, like I was wearing mine the other day, and I'm in the I'm doing the Get Fit challenge, and one of the things is you're taking a power pose picture of yourself every day, or you could take it like with someone, and so I ended up riding my bike, and I was like riding around this hotel, and every person I stopped, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the thing challenge, can I take my picture with you? And like people are like, can my dog be in the picture? And they're like, literally, like, really, everyone said yes. They were all getting really into it. And it was like super fun. Anyway, point being, yeah, it's a fun shirt.
It is. Yes, it is. Please add all the colors, at least 7. I want one for every day of the week.
Yeah, that's so good. Oh my gosh, so cool. Well, so you guys are going to hold on. I have my little fun little game over here. I have
Yeah.
you're going to freemanifestingjournal.com, and then Darcy will then, when it's live, she'll email you. And I think that's such a good example of doing the thing. It's like you're already here with me, and it's perfect. Like you don't need to have everything all set up because you're manifesting what this is, and it's going to be great regardless of who, it's like you guys will make it what it is. And so it's just so exciting to me to get to see you really living, everything that you're desiring out of life.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited, guys. I hope if you're listening, come join it. There's no charge for it. We don't charge for it, just come and just have fun. We're gonna have fun with it. I mean, that Stacy does too with the challenges. So we'll just have some fun, meet some extraordinary people, and my God, you're gonna meet some of the most fabulous teachers on this planet.
So cool. Okay, so as we're closing out, is there anything else you want to share I didn't ask you that you wanted to
Just
mention?
other than that, about the I have that next course starting August the 30th. I'll just mention that that is the frequency shifting for money manifesting and reality creation. And you can find that at fortunefrequency.com. And yeah. And then so once you connect with me, I'll send you links. You can find me on YouTube at Darcy Volden. And then I got a podcast. How about
What's your podcast name? If you want to share that
Yeah,
too.
it's, well, it is Dream Driven Destiny. I think it's showing up on iTunes now, I believe.
Great,
Yeah.
good. And what would be your? We'll specifically put this towards manifesting. What would be your number one piece of advice for people who want to manifest their dreams for them to
Oh,
do?
okay. The number one thing, I'm gonna tell you the secret right here. Are you sitting down? The biggest secret of all to all manifesting, it's the feeling is the secret, okay? It's how you're feeling in your body. You've got to feel it real. So when you're imagining the things that you want for yourself in your life, you want to not imagine it on a movie screen, but imagine you put your virtual reality goggles on and you're looking around after the point of which you've already gotten the thing that you want, right? So it's that beautiful relationship. You got it. Now what's happening? Okay, because who you're gonna be now is different. How does it feel? Okay, so you've got your goggles on. It's not the relationship that you want. It's the, oh my God, it's it's the partner I've dreamed of. It's we're the everything for each other. It's the everything. What is that?
Mhm.
That is what you want, and that is the secret. Boom.
I love that. That's so good. Oh my gosh. Very cool. Well, I'm excited. And thanks you guys for joining. This was fun. It's my first time like streaming with someone like this where it's like planned and we're on all these different things. So this is like it's cool, you know, to be able to share in that way.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Thank you, Stacy. And this is going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, if you guys are listening, Stacy will be a part of the challenge. She's going to be one of the presenters, by the way. I did say I bring in the best of the best, right?
And tell them the website one
Yes.
more time in case they're new.
Like I said, we'll have the official website up tonight, but just in the meantime, y'all just go to freemanifestingjournal.com. You'll be able to get the free download of the journal. And then I will be able to email you as soon as the actual registration site is up where you can see all the what it's all about.
Awesome. Thanks you guys for joining and do the thing. Don't wait for opportunity. Create it.
And do it messy.
Actually, that actually goes with manifesting. Thanks so much.